you all doing? Welcome back to my channel. Well overdue update. I think the last video I did was a video of taking these fish out and seeing how they get on over last summer before the winter. So I think it's been about 7 or 8 months since I put out a video. And I was just sitting here looking at the fish, reading Joe's magazine, The Kite's Perspective, issue 3. And I came in the post today here in Ireland, and I was just sitting here and I said, why don't I pick up the camera and show an update? I don't know what's changed, but probably a lot's changed since last time I did a video. Yeah, so what's new? I went to the National Kite Show there 2 weekends ago, and it was absolutely brilliant. 5th year in a row going there, third year going to staying over and doing the Saturday and the Sunday with the same group of lads and everything. It's always a great time there. Obviously couldn't bring back any fish, but someday, maybe next year I might drive, I don't know, we'll see what happens. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll show you the fish, show you any updates I have in terms of the filter house, everything. But yeah, the pond's going well. Like, you've all had crazy temperatures the last couple of weeks, so they're just feeding, and they're looking well. Yeah, sure, I will show you some of the fish. Yeah, so as I was saying, the pond is going really well since my last video 7-8 months ago, and I put it down to the heat pump. No issues over winter. I had it set to 12 degrees and it just stayed like that. I think having a heat pump is an absolute game changer. Not for cranking up temperatures, going anything mad, but just having something consistent. You know, it's not going up and down, and there hasn't been an issue, hasn't been a mark on the fish. It's been absolutely brilliant. Touch wood that it stays like that for as long as possible. Yeah, the fish in the pond are growing a lot, probably since my last video. Just the superfish feeder there, that's been fed 12 times a day at the moment, and I give the odd handful in now and again when I'm kind of walking past the pond, as I'll show you now. But yeah, it's a great feeder, but the one thing, it just drops straight down and they nearly kill each other. I have a video of the feeder being dropped I took earlier on. I'll put that in now. Fish are all fairly tame and that now. All they want to do is eat. Yeah, just eat all day, and they're all growing like that. I think I measured that. Last time I measured that chag, I think it was in its 50s, and it's well into his late 60s now, I'd say. And the same with, where is it, the Karashi Kai, and that shear with Suri nearly jumps into your arms when he's being fed. But yeah, overall fish are doing really well. And I was just looking here earlier on, it's great to see some of the fish that I had since really small that I hadn't to grow on, eventually made it into the main pond. The likes of, well, all the Yamabuki, they're only small fish, but they're still only kind of late 30s, they're nothing major yet. But that Goshki down there, that was got as a 12 cm fish from an Asuka mix, I believe. And I have a Kage shear with Suri in there. If he comes up, I'll show you. He is absolutely stunning, and he was got from an Asuka mix as well, dirt cheap. And he's one of my favorite fish in the pond. You can see him there, like he's absolutely stunning, Kage Shiro. Yeah, all these fish here were all grow-ons. A couple of Marsai chags in there as well that are growing up. That Goromo there was actually a small little fish when I got it as well. I don't know, there's something about raising fish and then getting them big and getting them into your pond, which I love doing. Yeah, some nice Sankies, nice Kahakas in there. What else have we got in there? I don't know what was there when majority of the fish would have been there, just smaller when I did my last video. Yeah, pond's going great. I had a bit of blanket weed earlier on in the season, but I just treated it with the blanket answer and I sorted it out straight away. There's the Kage Shiro there, he's absolutely stunning. Nice Sankey. Yeah, loving the fish at the moment. Yeah, this big boy here, big girl I should say. Yes, blanket weed sorted. It's the only thing I had to do to the pond in the last nearly year, so yeah, it's all going well. I will show you the grow on now. Yeah, so the grow on was stocked up there May, June, or sorry, yeah, May. Load of fish in there now. I'm not sure exactly how much, but I've got all mad varieties in there. It's not just, I have, as you can see, they're a bit skittish when you come in, but there's everything there. Some nice Sankeys, some nice Shiros, Kahakus, Benny guys. Yeah, so I really want a nice Benny guy for the main pond, so I went all out in small Benny guys this year, to be honest. I think there's about 6 in there, either Ginrin and normal, so hopefully out of them all I get a nice one to put in the main pond. Mix of all different breeders, all Japanese. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how they all fare out. They're already after gaining some size. A lot of these fish were bought in mixes really small, so they're on that feeder there, and what they're being fed is the Nutrimare Growth small pellet. It was a bit of a nightmare at start because it was so small, so much was coming out into the pond, but now as they're getting bigger they can't get enough of it. So before there used to be a bit floating around it and everything like that, so yeah, they're fine. Little Shishuis, Yamabuki, a lot of Shiros, and again a lot of Benny guys. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they turn out. What else in here? Oh yeah, I was getting sick of some of the damp spots that used to occur on this side of the room, so what I did was I just painted it black. It was doing my head in, so yeah, so that's all just painted black there. And the humidifier, that goes on for a few hours in the night time, about 4 hours, and I empty that once a week. There's never any dripping. As you can see, the walls aren't wet at all, so it's doing its job. Yeah, drum hasn't missed a beat since the day I got it. Yeah, every kind of once a week I might just give it a quick flush in there with this here. I just turn that handle and flush it. Load of kite teeth down there if you can see them, and the bio, that's all going well. All this PP over the years using it. Anyone have any ideas how to get that off, let me know down in the comments. Yeah, so you've all seen this system before, I presume you have. It's coming into the drum, going back out over the shower into the pond, and going out into its air. There's the drum going off as we speak, going out to an air source heat pump and back into the pond. So there's two return pumps. Yeah, getting mad temp. Like the main pond is set at 22 degrees, but it's at about 25, so it's not, the air source heat pump's not coming in at all, which is great to hear, and long may it last. The other thing, I think I showed you this before, is the battery powered air pump. This is absolutely great. So I have that doing the bottom drain, and it's got a line, you can kind of see it back there, going in there, and that's it. The power goes off. With the heat of these ponds, they wouldn't last too long, so it keeps air going into the pond for about 8 hours. It's enough to see what's going on. Yeah, so the water in there is a little bit murky, but I don't really care about that. It's the grow on pond. They're being constantly fed. Water's good, and as I showed before, that's on an easy pod going up over a shower. Yeah, so all good in here, and it's going to be good going through these to see. Probably go through them the end of the summer just to reduce the numbers down a bit, and then final selection then beginning of spring next year to keep them over winter and that, get what I want to keep. Yeah, get bigger sizes, but I probably will reduce down end of the summer of that. Yeah, so that's a quick rundown, update, whatever you want to call it, of what's going on in my koi hobby at the moment. Yeah, it's all going well. As I was saying there, I was at the show, beginning of it, I was at the show there 2 weeks ago, and you know, I love the idea of showing and just having the weekend and that, but obviously there's nothing like that over here anymore in Ireland. There used to be a couple of years ago before COVID, a small little event, but it hasn't happened in the last 6 years, I think. But looking at this magazine, the Digital Kite Show, yeah, so I'm definitely going to enter that. It'd be a bit of fun. Online kite show, so I'll be able to get my fish in as you hear the drum going off. Yeah, so I think it has to be in before the beginning of November, so I'm definitely going to enter that. Yeah, again, sorry, I haven't really been releasing many videos, but I probably will now start going back doing a bit. I love that fish. Doing a bit now, showing updates on the fish and how the tulsi are getting on, how they're growing, everything like that. So, yeah, if you want to follow along, give me a like, give me a subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one.